You're sitting there scrolling and you feel that familiar weight in your chest because you know exactly what you should be doing, but you're just not doing it. You've watched every productivity guide, you've bought the aesthetic journals, and you've saved 100 life-changing TikToks. Yet here you are, still feeling like you're stuck in the average lane while everyone else is zooming past. It's a specific kind of guilt that only hits at 2 a.m. when the screen glare is the only thing lighting up your room. You aren't failing because you're lazy. You're failing because you've become a professional procrastination researcher. You've turned self-improvement into a spectator sport, and today we're going to talk about why all that knowledge is actually holding you back from becoming the person you keep watching videos about. Think about your last productive binge. You watched a video on the perfect morning routine and another on how to learn skills at a cheating pace. You felt motivated for exactly 12 minutes. And then you opened another tab. This is what I call the knowledge trap. Your brain releases dopamine when you learn something new, tricking you into feeling like you've made progress when all you've actually done is consume content. You're addicted to the feeling of being productive without the friction of actually producing. If you're serious about making 2026 the year you stop being average, you have to realize that knowing the 7 habits or the success system doesn't matter if you never get past the thumbnail. You are essentially a librarian of success tips, but your own shelf is empty. Let's be honest about the school stress and the creator burnout you're feeling right now. You tell yourself you'll start that YouTube channel or study for that exam once you find the perfect system. But perfectionism is just procrastination in a fancy suit. You're waiting for a success system that doesn't exist. The toppers you see aren't smarter than you. They just have a higher tolerance for being average while they start. Most people stay poor or stay stuck because they ignore the simple, boring habits that actually move the needle. They want the daily routine for self-improvement to fix their life instantly, but they forget that a routine is only a tool, not a magic wand. The reason you feel like you're wasting your life is that you're living in a loop of almost starting. You're the lazy dreamer who has the vision but lacks the execution. To break this, we need to move from input mode to output mode. Stop looking for 20 micro habits and pick one. Just one. If you want to be rich or successful by 2026, you don't need more information, you need more implementation. Every time you feel the urge to watch another video, ask yourself, am I learning or am I hiding from the work? Usually it's the latter. You are hiding behind a screen, using my voice and other creators' advice as a shield against the fear of actually trying and failing. Think about the 90% of people who waste their lives. They aren't bad people. They just don't realize they're in the trap until it's too late. They spend their 20s preparing to live, and then they wake up at 40, wondering where the time went. You have the advantage of time right now. You can see the trap. You are currently standing at the edge of it. If you keep watching these videos without taking action, you are voluntarily walking into that 90%. You're ignoring the 7 habits that could actually save you because you're too busy looking for habit number 8. Let's break down the topper mindset. Why do some students seem to breeze through while you're drowning in flashcards? It's not a cheat code skill, it's focus. While you're researching how to learn any skill, so fast it feels like cheating. They are actually practicing the skill. They are embracing the morning routine that actually works, waking up and doing the hardest thing first. They don't wait for the perfect daily routine. They create one through trial and error. They understand that success is hard until you build these 5 systems. But they also know that the first system is simply showing up. What does it actually mean to be rich in 2026? It's not just about the money in your bank account. It's about the wealth of your time. Most people will stay poor because they ignore the fundamental 7 habits. They trade their time for mindless scrolling, and then they wonder why they have no energy to build their YouTube journey 0 to 1. You have to stop being the consumer and start being the creator. Whether that's creating a better version of yourself, a business, or just a better study habit, the shift must happen now. 2026 is closer than you think, and the habits you start today are the only thing that will determine where you stand when that year arrives. Consider the 20 micro habits that will change your life. We often get overwhelmed by the big goals, but it's the tiny things that kill our potential. It's the extra 5 minutes in bed, the one more video before starting work, the constant checking of notifications. These aren't just habits. They are leaks in your success system. If you don't plug the leaks, it doesn't matter how much water you pour in. You can watch 1,000 videos on the perfect daily routine, but if you still have the habit of avoiding discomfort, you will never see the transformation. Here is your tiny, actionable step for tonight. Stop being a researcher. Take the one thing you've been planning to do, that essay, that workout, that first video, and do it poorly for 10 minutes. No morning routine, no success system, just raw effort. The average student thinks they need to be perfect to start. The topper knows they just need to start to become perfect. You have everything you need right now. You've done enough research. Your brain is full, but your hands are idle. It's time to flip the script. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. It's 2027. You either look back and say, I'm so glad I stopped scrolling that night, or you're still in the exact same chair watching a video titled How to Fix Your Life in 2027. Which one sounds more like the person you want to be? The lazy dreamer is a character in a story that never ends. You need to become the protagonist who actually takes the first step. You need to move on from the version of yourself that is stuck. You need to stop being the person who don't realize it until it's too late. Let's talk about that success system for a second. A real system isn't a complex Notion template or a color-coded calendar. A real system is a series of if-then statements that remove the need for willpower. If I wake up, then I drink water and start my hardest task. If I feel the urge to check my phone, then I leave it in another room. This is how you beat procrastination. This is how you turn from an average student into a topper. It's not about being a genius. It's about being disciplined enough to follow a system even when you don't feel like it. Success is hard until you build these systems. It's hard because you're fighting your own biology every single day. Your brain wants the easy path, the lazy dreamer path. It wants the dopamine of the YouTube video without the sweat of the workout. But the thank me later version of you is waiting on the other side of that discomfort.